It was interesting, readjusting, and I say readjusting because I grew up in parts in Accra, in Ghana, and I didn't think I would need to readjust after 13 years away, but there was definitely some readjustment that needed to happen. Hi, my name is Helen Appiah-Ampofo. I am a TV and radio personality with Media General. I moved to Ghana to pursue my dream of becoming a TV and radio personality. So my childhood was interesting. It was certainly different, a combination of two cultures, if you will. So I was born in Croydon in southwest London, but I grew up in Ringway in Accra. I went to Morning Star. I lived in a house with a lot of my cousins. It was a good time. I was very outspoken, always wanted to be in front of the camera, wanted to be the center of attention. And my family, my older cousins, my older siblings, they definitely doted on me, and that had a big influence on my personality. I always wanted to impress them. I was always up to something, trying to put on a show, trying to put on a performance. But it was a good time. It was an interesting childhood. I spent my summers in London, and that certainly made for a varied view of the world. You know, juxtaposing those two cultures. I didn't have a plan, if you will. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. I just knew that it 100% involved some type of talking, some type of interaction with others, anything that was exciting. That was the path that I was going to follow. I remember like randomly wanting to do archaeology. I'm not sure why that was an option. But yeah, I didn't have too much focus. I enjoyed a lot of stuff as a child. I'm most proud of a lot of things that I've been able to achieve in the last 3 years. Some of the experiences have been truly life-changing, very exciting, also challenging in parts. I'm very excited and proud about some of the interviews I've been able to land. For example, interviewing the second lady for International Women's Day. That was very excited. I'm also very proud of this newfound passion and zeal that I have for the country in general, and getting involved in national discourse and lending my voice to important conversations. I'm proud of that. My socials initially had my full name, my full government name, but my parents, you know, every now and again like to see what their children are up to on social media. So in the beginning, that's why I changed my name. I knew they'd never find that handle, but it's snowballed into a very interesting alias. People like generally think I'm married to Flavor Flav, which I'm not. I'm not sure that I can remember the first visit. I would have been very young, but definitely the first memories of school were amazing. Made a lot of good friends. It was good. There's no place like home. Relocating to Ghana was something that was definitely on the cards. So, like a lot of Ghanaians, you go abroad. You maybe learn a skill, learn a course, go to university, maybe get a master's, and the plan is to always return home with the skills that you've learned. So that was always something that I wanted to do. I knew that ultimately I would be settling in Ghana. So it's something that I'd thought about. I hadn't necessarily been very vocal about it, but innately I knew it was something that I was going to ultimately do. It was interesting, readjusting, and I say readjusting because I grew up in parts in Accra, in Ghana, and I didn't think I would need to readjust after 13 years away, but there was definitely some readjustment that needed to happen, and that happened. It happened fairly quickly, though. I feel like after about 9, 10 months, I was in the groove of things. I was driving in the crazy capital. So yeah, about 10 months to like find my bearings and not feel as confused. Living in Accra, Ghana as a child, it's very different to live in Accra, Ghana as an adult. Some of the challenges I think included um, the driving for sure. You have to brace yourself. It's a war zone. So that was a big challenge. In fact, it's been 3 years and it's still my biggest challenge. So the career journey has been pretty straightforward. Once I had arrived, I knew that the aim was to get into some sort of TV presenting, radio presenting. That's always been the passion. So I went knocking on a few media house doors, kept auditioning. Even when the gigs weren't paid, I still showed up, and I would watch my colleagues before they were colleagues. I'd watch them, learn from them, and, kept trying, kept pursuing. Even when the answer was no, I would go back and try some more. So it's been straightforward, because the focus has been very tunnel vision, if you will. It's been laser focused. So on that front, I've been lucky also to have met the right people at the right time as well. I feel like Ghana's greatest export is her people. And I think, honestly, that's what's made Ghana the prime destination, not just in West Africa, in Africa as a whole. The people are warm, the people are kind, the people are friendly. I think that's the biggest selling point. If you want to feel at home, Ghana is the place to be. I feel like that's what's, helped sell it, that's what's helped market it, and that's what keeps attracting people back to Ghana. There are days when I'm happy about the decision to move, and like most Ghanaians, there are days when I am frustrated with the system, with the slowness, with just some of the day-to-day challenges. But overall, I'm happy that I made the decision to come back home. But some days are challenging, and that's, it's not always easy. There are days when I certainly want to pack my bags and, return to London, but there's something that keeps me here. I'd say do some deep introspection if you're thinking about moving to Ghana. Also explore what your options are before you actually arrive. It's sometimes easier if you're, coming by yourself. You don't have maybe a spouse, you don't have children. Then you can be selfish. You can wing it, if you will. Of course, if you're moving or relocating with family, that's an entirely different ballgame. But planning is of the essence. Also researching. Also maybe doing a test run, if you will. So before you move, if you are able to maybe spend an extended period of time in Ghana and then feel it out. But also don't be afraid to pivot, change your mind. You might be dead set on a certain path, but if you are flexible, I feel like Ghana has a variety of options for just about everything. So think about that before you move, and just also, like I said, deep introspection. Why are you moving to Ghana? What is the end purpose? What is the end goal? And do you have the right support system that can help make these things happen? So if there's one person that I can definitely thank for how well things are going, it would be my co-host on morning radio, Alfredo Kanse. He's definitely been very instrumental in helping me find this new passion. It's incredible to be able to learn on the job with somebody who is so good at what they do. I've been picking up new skills. I'm always picking up new skills, and that's somebody that definitely made the journey easy, made the learning process also seamless. Hi, my name is Helen Appiah-Ampofo. I'm a TV and radio presenter. You're watching Face2Face Africa, the premier global Black voice.